rhythm this month, because it kind of doesn't matter what faith you are. I think this month is crazy for just about everybody. And it doesn't have to be because of what you're celebrating. It could just be because of what's in the air. The holidays, like I said before, I think it doesn't matter what faith you are, or even if you don't subscribe to a particular faith, there is just something in the air. Like when those decorations come out, it doesn't even matter if you weren't the one getting them out. It's like children start to lose their heads. And I know that families that don't do the St. Nicholas, Santa Claus, Christmas, Christ thing are still having struggles, because I'm hearing from those families. They're like, my kid will not settle down. What is going on? And I think that, like I said, I think that it's in the air. And so you really have to be very mindful of how you approach things this month. And just so that you can get through the month and not want to poke yourself in the eye. Because, listen, I have been there. I can remember, oh, Harry. So many of my parenting faux pas were Harry. But let's see. So Harry, when he was, I think he was about 9, was pretty adamant at like needing to know what was under that tree. Like to the point where he was like, I will hurt you. I remember thinking, oh, hell no. We are not going to this place. So that sort of takes me also to the special needs place. All kids, I think, have some sort of stress when it comes to this holiday. Even though it's excitement and they just kind of can't sit still and they kind of look like they have to go potty all the time and they're always doing a dance, and especially then when you start to populate that underneath the tree with presents. I can remember there were many years where we didn't put any presents out until the day before, because it's just too much anxiety for them. And there is definitely a difference between anxiety and anticipation. And so you really have to know your child. You really have to know which camp your child falls into. And I have 5 children, so I had children in both camps. Some of them were super excited and like anticipation wise, and some of them were like anxiety ridden. So you want to sort of be able to know which one your child is and be able to meet them. I remember being like super irritated. My ex-husband used to like not just tell them what they were getting, but he would take them shopping with him. And I remember thinking, what? But to his credit, he's on the spectrum. So for him, surprises are not a good thing. They don't feel good to him. They give him anxiety. And so the kids would always know what they were getting. And in my head, that's just like craziness, but it helped him. And so if you are a parent that struggles with anxiety, you got to work to get your own stuff in check as you're sort of going down this path. And it doesn't matter if it's the big lead up to Christmas, if it was the big lead up to St. Nicholas, that's what we do in our house, or if it's the Hanukkah night's gifts. It doesn't matter what it is. You have to get your own stuff in check about surprises and how you feel about it, and all of those sort of gift-giving poo things that can come up, and then it will be 100 times smoother. So that's just the gift-giving aspect of it. When it comes to just the sort of overall craziness aspect of it, you want to really have a good rhythm this month. Now, I realize today is the 10th and the month is the 3rd over. So if you have failed between the 1st and now, today is the day to step back and go, all right, what are we doing for the next 15 days? Because otherwise, it's going to feel crazy. So I like to, and that doesn't, I like to plan it out. It doesn't mean I don't have spontaneity, because we definitely have spontaneity this month. We had actually something over the weekend that we were going to go to and just didn't feel right. And so we changed, but I had something in the plan. So what's nice about having something in the plan is the children then can look forward to it. So then you can have the discussion the night before. This is what we're doing tomorrow. Tomorrow we're going to bake cookies with Aunt Susie, or whatever it is. Then they get that piece in their head. So if they're a child that works on anticipation and excitement, they're getting excited about that. If they're a child that works on stress, hey, I can calm down because I know what's going to happen tomorrow. Tomorrow we're going to go to Aunt Susie's house and I get to play with her dog and we're going to make cookies. And so they get that space in their head where it's not so overwhelming. And then things start to calm. Other things that you can do just to sort of have that calm peace in your home, play not crazy Christmas music. Eric and I were having this discussion about crazy insane Christmas music the other day, and I don't even understand. Like it's everywhere, and we live in San Diego, and so and we worked really hard to get here, like out of the snow. So to hear snow songs, it just irritates me. So that's just me. I'm like, don't talk to me about snow. I don't want to hear about it. What was it you posted on your Facebook the other day, honey, about?
It was about like that. It was just that I'm sitting here and
it's like 70 degrees outside.
And I'm listening to these songs while I'm eating a taco.
All about snow?
Yeah.
It's just funny. Anyway, that's our own personal, like, nope, don't bring that poop here situation. But you have to think about, the reason why I bring that up is you really have to think about what makes you happy, what makes you feel good during the season, and magnify that and reduce the other as much as you can. So having a good rhythm is good. Like I said, if you haven't set that out, sit down today and at least map out between now and Christmas, because that will help you and your children not feel overwhelmed. A lot of families have dad home more this season. He's either home more because he's got time off from work, or he's home less because he's trying to make money for Christmas. So either way, you want to make sure that you have a family meeting and that dad's part of that plan and that you know what you're doing. I think if dad is around more and he's not generally around, I think it's most important that you discuss, so you're not on each other's nerves, you discuss what you're doing every day. Otherwise, it will feel like the weekend that does not end. And that's not any fun for anybody, especially if you're trying to hold rhythm for your kids. So you want to discuss what it is that you're doing. Just grab a calendar. I mean, one of the things that I love about this printer that we have this crazy HP printer. It connects to the internet and it'll spit out a blank calendar. Woo! Problem solved. And I fill out the blank calendar, and that's what we do for our family meeting every week. Is I'm taking things and I'm transcribing it from my phone into my personal planner and onto the family calendar. And that family calendar is in a place where everybody can see it. And then when you discuss in a family meeting, hey, this is what we're doing, this is what's coming up, then it becomes a lot less stress for everybody. Everybody knows what's going on. There's no like running around crazy. And for yourself, you know, sort of like, oh, there's a party on Wednesday, because there's like 1,000 times more parties in December. There's a party on Wednesday, and I either need to bring like white elephant gift or your best cheesecake recipe. You have to plan it out. You don't want to wake up Wednesday morning and go, oh crap, I didn't buy the cream cheese I needed for the cheesecake. You want to know some days in advance so you're not rushing around. The greatest stress I think that we have during the holidays, if we're not paying attention, is just getting out to the grocery store or to pick something up at Target, because things have gotten crazy. And so in order to sort of stay out of that crazy, you've got to plan ahead a little bit and know what's coming. And by having that piece in place, you will love yourself for it, because then, you know, if it's a week away, you can order from Amazon. You don't have to actually go get it.
Like our discussion about Costco the other day.
Oh my gosh.
We're only going to go before noon.
Yeah, like how about within 30 minutes of them opening?
Yeah.
I just am thinking about Costco, and it's sort of making me itch. It's giving me hives. I don't even want to think about Costco. And I know I have to go there between now and the 25th. I do, because we go almost every week. And so, scary times. Costco and Sam's Club right now, bad places to be. Good places because good deals, but crazy places. So then my next thing I would say is don't take your kids to those places. See if you can arrange grocery shopping, like have dad grab groceries on his way home from work. Send him a good detailed list. Have your groceries delivered if you can. I mean, that's so nice now. I know that there are people that live in places where having groceries delivered is just a pipe dream, but Tell you what, if you can at least have it so that they put it in a bag for you and then you just go and pick it up, so much easier. So really let's sort of plan ahead that one, because that one, I think there's nothing that kills the day more than, oh crap, I forgot I need X, Y, and Z. And I gotta get in the car and go get it. And then that trip that usually, in February will only take you 20 minutes, takes you 2 hours because parking and everybody else, and it's just slower. So, really want to plan out those pieces as much as you can. And then have fun. Just try to enjoy it. Try to enjoy these days. It's so easy to get into a space of, I can't believe I have to go through this. This is so frustrating. Or you're frustrated because you don't have enough money for the gifts you want to buy. I've been there. Or you don't have enough money to take care of bills and the gifts you need to buy. Or you don't have enough time with your partner. Or you have to go spend time with people you don't want to spend time with, and then to that I would say don't spend time with them. But if you have to, like if it's like a make or break family situation and you go, it starts to feel kind of yucky. So you want to be in a good, calm place so you can prepare yourself. And being able to prepare yourself for that space is super, super helpful when it comes down to the actual act of going. So I want you to make sure that if you've got those sorts of family events coming up, that you are preparing yourself so that you know what you're doing. I think that really and truly examine whether or not you actually have to go to these things. And if you don't have to go, then don't go. If it makes you too stressed out. We actually missed a Christmas party this weekend, and it wasn't because it stressed me out as much as I just wasn't feeling it. Eric wasn't feeling it. So we went and bought a Christmas tree instead. So we had a backup plan. And there are times when you're feeling not on, and going and being around people like bolsters you up. And that was not going to be that time for us this weekend. And so we just didn't go. And I was totally okay with it, and so was he. So you have to communicate, and you have to really know what your partner is what's on their mind. Because if it's going to feel frustrating and yucky to them, then you have to communicate and talk to each other. That's really, those are our rules of engagement for always, but they are definitely huge things you want to keep in mind for the holiday season. You really want to make sure that you have that all under control and that you feel really good about it. And back to your special needs kids, they're going to get into food this month that they probably wouldn't normally. So whatever you do to detox them quickly from that, have it on hand. Have a lot of it on hand. One of the things that we would do with Harry is I would just, if I knew he was going to have something that was not going to agree with him, I would send him right to bed as soon as possible so he could sleep it off. Lots of water. Making sure they get lots of water to sort of get it through. Hopefully this was just a really good check-in, and you've got it under control. You know what you're doing for your nights of Advent. If you're celebrating, we're already 2 nights in. We're doing this great thing that our church puts out, which makes my life so much easier, called Light the World. You could look it up, #Light the World. I like it a lot because last week was Light the World. This week is Light Your Community. Next week is Light Your Family, I think. And then the last week is Light Your Faith. And so I like the focus. I also we're doing a lot of focus with, just the Steiner weeks. Like Soraya is like all into it. She knew that last week was the Rock Week, and this week is a Plant Week. And woohoo, we got our tree right before the first day of the Plant Week. So she was all into that. I told her, don't expect we're getting an animal for the first day of the animal week, because that ain't happening. But so let's see, I have a question over here. I'm struggling with sickness during the holidays. My 2 children have had a bad cold for almost a week, and morale and stamina with our rhythm is being tested, especially during this time of year. Oh, I totally understand. I can remember one year we had swine flu in December. It was the worst ever. It was also the best in that we had immunity to all influenza, and it's still hanging on. And that was before Soraya was born. So she doesn't have immunity, but the rest of us seem to have influenza immunity. it is really hard when you are sick during the holidays. So the best thing you could do is honestly make sure that you're nourishing yourself. So get some chicken stock going. You make sure you have some good soups so that you can nourish yourself, because nourishing yourself when you're sick is super, super important, but it's also super hard. Also, ask for help. Ask for help when you need it. Don't be afraid to not be out and about as much. I kind of don't subscribe to the idea that you have to get sick this time of year, even though obviously you are. But I mean, like, for the masses, this whole idea that, oh, we have to have this season. We live in San Diego. We don't have to have this season. It doesn't get super cold, but guess what? Everybody around us has this belief that you have to get sick during this season. So there's a lot of people that are sick during this season. Lots more sickness carrying around. I do a ton of stuff to work on our immunity during this month, and maybe you've already done that. I know lots of people, and this has happened to us. I work on our immunity, and then we get sick anyways. Work on getting well, work on staying rested, and get time outside. Time outside, even when you're recovering from being sick. The fresh air is so good for your body. So, I would definitely do that, and do fun things then if you have to be homebound. Do fun things. We allow some TV during this time of year because there are some kind of iconic things. The kids watched the Charlie Brown Christmas stuff yesterday, which was kind of funny. But we do some iconic kind of things like that. Some, I guess they would be pop culture-ish. And just because you're Waldorf doesn't mean you can't do anything like that. We do some things that make us happy as a family. And so, but that's also like one afternoon. It's not every day. But you could do crafts at home. You could sit, and I don't know how old your kids are, Rachel, but you could sit and knit and crochet with them. They could finger knit change for Christmas presents. There are so many things that you can do when you're having down days. Just plan them out. It's so much easier. Like, the first thing, if Eric and I are down and out, the first thing I do is make a plan, because I know I'm going to be down and out for 2 or 3 days, and so is he. So how are the next 2 or 3 days going to look? And planning it out means that you don't have to think about it again, and it's super helpful to sort of be in that place. Okay, so Rachel says, I think that's the frustration. I'm doing all the things for immunity and we're still sick. I'm melancholic, so fighting against self-pity. I'm going to challenge you, Rachel, because this is what my melancholy friends need. Go serve somebody who's not in your family. Make some cookies or something for somebody else today, even though you're sick. Or go help somebody in some way to make you feel better. That the best medicine for a melancholy self-pity is to turn that mirror around and shine it out towards the world. It helps so much. So find a way to serve today, even if it's minute. Maybe even if it's like, you're smiling at somebody at the grocery store or something, but find a way to bolster somebody else up. It will make you feel so much better. That's sort of my temperament tidbit for today. When it comes to, really being able to take care of yourself when you're sick, like I said, make a plan. Making a plan is golden. And we have a lot of things that I sort of keep in the wings that are like down day things. Like I said, it might be handwork. It might be making window stars. It's time for us to make some window stars. We have not made window stars yet this season, and we usually make them fairly regularly, but Jacob's going to be here tomorrow, so I'm going to make window stars with Jacob. And we have a list kind of things that we do when we have down days. And I actually really look forward to down days, not being sick, but looking forward to down days. And so taking enough down days helps you too with your immunity and helps you to sort of feel good about yourself. Hope you guys have a great week.